MVP, who fancies himself one of the greatest United States champions ever.
And you would argue that?
Against the former world champion,
Would you argue
Rey
that?
Mysterio.
Would you argue that?
Can't argue with MVP's success. But like I just mentioned before, you can't argue with the fact that Rey Mysterio is a former world champion.
Can't argue with the fact that MVP's half man and half amazing. Never say anything bad about Rey Mysterio.
Standoff early part of the matchup between MVP and Rey Mysterio.
I would go so far as to say Rey Mysterio is not just the greatest high flyer in WWE history, he's the greatest high flyer in sports entertainment history, period.
Let's talk strategy, John. First for the United States champion MVP against Mysterio.
What MVP needs to do is what he was trying to do earlier. You got to squash this guy. You got to get him down. You got to get your paws on him. Very simple.
Wow! That's what we're talking about, the high flyer.
What Rey Mysterio needs to do is right there. You got to create distance.
Mysterio up over the top. The quickness of Rey Mysterio. He's got him all packaged up. Here we go. And a kick out at one. First cover of the matchup, Rey Mysterio trying to win the United States Championship. For Rey Mysterio, he needs to use the high flying, well, to his ability.
You've got to create distance, plain and simple. You don't want to get an old-fashioned grappling contest, an old-fashioned fight with MVP.
Rey Mysterio using the second rope. Nice arm drag. Taking MVP through the second rope. And Rey Mysterio has got MVP out of his game and off balance in the early going. Mysterio and referee Jimmy Corderas motioning that MVP had his hand on the rope. And that's completely fair what Corderas did there. Breaking up the, and look at this. Rey Mysterio over the top of the official. Rey Mysterio taking out MVP.
First time Corderas has been useful.
Watch this. This is what Rey Mysterio is all about. MVP just can't get out of the starting block so far in this matchup.
Rey Mysterio comes out here, the crowd, all 14,000 plus are behind him. Sometimes you just got to weather the storm, Michael. It's what MVP needs to do.
Couldn't weather the storm there. Rey Mysterio using his quickness to duck underneath. Rey's in trouble. Oh, and MVP with a great counter.
That's called weathering the storm.
Mysterio sent head first off the top turnbuckle. Again, referee Jimmy Corderas doing the right thing to check on Mysterio. But watch the whiplash here, suffered by Mysterio. Cover by MVP, hook of the leg, and a kick out at two. See Rey Mysterio still favoring the neck. Saw how his head just bounced off that turnbuckle.
That's the one shot that MVP's been looking for.
Cover again, hook of the leg, and a kick out.
You got to find a way to ground Rey Mysterio. MVP just found that way.
MVP this past Friday night on a WWE Mobile exclusive, saying that Rey Mysterio should stay out of his business. That Mysterio must wake up at night in cold sweat, fearing MVP and what will happen here tonight in this matchup.
Got that European headlock, working exactly on that neck that Rey snapped back on that turnbuckle.
MVP back to, should say Mysterio back to his feet. Right hands to the ribs. Trying to battle out of this. Had to get back to the vertical base, and he did. Oh, and MVP, great drop toe hold. And notice how he wrapped that arm around the back of the neck, slamming Mysterio with more force into the ring.
Hadn't seen that since Ron Simmons.
Oh, and a kick to the head, nearly kicking Mysterio out of the ring.
This is where MVP has become so good.
Cover again by the champion, hooks the leg, wraps the other leg, kick out at two by Mysterio. Watch this kick right to the temple.
This is what MVP has picked up his game. You get a guy down.
Cover again, hook to the leg again, and Mysterio kicks out at two.
Especially a Rey Mysterio, you don't let him breathe. This is where MVP finds a bullseye, he stays on it.
And you mentioned before, when you don't create separation, when you allow Mysterio to stay close, Mysterio can't fly.
You've got to keep closing the gap. You got to keep pressure on Rey Mysterio.
And keeping pressure on the neck that was slammed into the turnbuckle minutes ago. Mysterio working on the head and neck area. Great strategy so far for the United States champion.
MVP had this strategy all along until you just had to weather the storm, and that's what he did.
Mysterio weathering the storm as well. Elbows not nearly as effective. And MVP, oh! Jaw off the knee. MVP to the cover. Does he hook the leg? He does. A nonchalant cover, so to speak, by the champion, and a kick out at 2.
One of the rare snafus of MVP. Look, this is for United States Championship. You get a chance to pin somebody, you hook the leg, and you try to get the 3 count.
Our fans calling for the 619, but Mysterio's got to get back in the ballgame before he can even think about that move.
MVP dressed in red, white, and blue for the United States Championship. Become part of the bling on MVP.
Become part of his life. The man is almost obsessed with being the United States champion.
Anything wrong with that?
Not at all. MVP's been the champion since late last spring. Wearing the arm of Mysterio down, and again back to the neck area. Mysterio with those quick feet, trying desperately to battle out of this with the United States Championship on the line as we kick off Armageddon from the sold-out Mellon Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
You can feel the buzz, Michael. 14,000 plus people starting off with a championship match.
Here's the cover, hooks the leg, Mysterio's out of it, and a kick out at 2. But again, the effect of what he just did, that MVP just did, John, the whiplash to the head and neck area again.
Yeah, he's going to target that. He's going to target it until he finally finds a way to beat Rey Mysterio. MVP has become very good at sticking with the game plan.
Mysterio in trouble. In deep trouble. MVP. Mysterio landed on his feet. MVP didn't realize it. He got caught. This could be the opening that Mysterio needs. Can he capitalize? Both men down center of the ring. Mysterio's got to get back to his feet, but he needs MVP too, because if there's a 10 count, the title's not changing hands.
This is where MVP smart. He's got to close the distance. Close the distance, close the distance, no matter what you do with Mysterio.
MVP missed with a wild right hand. And Mysterio, those quick feet going to work on the hamstring and knees, trying to wear the United States champion down. Mysterio, cross body, lateral press, they have him for the title. No, kick out at 2. Again, in order for Rey to win the championship, he's got to win via pinfall or submission. Disqualification and countout will not do it for Mysterio. Title cannot change hands those 2 ways. Mysterio looking good here. Oh, and he lost his balance, but look at that! Mysterio lost his balance, still managed to take control.
Mysterio's hurt, though.
But he may have injured that surgically repaired knee when he came off the rope.
Mysterio's hurt, Michael. He lost his balance on that rope. He landed funny. Look at Mysterio.
Mysterio going for the cover, but remember the surgically repaired knee of Rey Mysterio, and he's still going to go to the top rope. Look at that! The innovative offense, the hook of the leg. Does he get it? No, and a kick out. But think about what Rey Mysterio just did, John. He tweaked the knee, injured the knee, knew he couldn't use his legs on the top rope. What does he do? He uses his backside just as effectively.
Yeah, but you look at what a big break in a championship match for MVP. Rey Mysterio was on the roll. Rey Mysterio the knee.
What a clothesline by MVP, turning the momentum just like that.
The roll of Rey Mysterio might be over. He had one going. With that knee gone, Michael, the best high flyer in the history of this business isn't so dangerous.
What the hell is MVP doing here? MVP going toward the top rope. This cannot be good for Rey Mysterio. Mysterio trying to counter. Mysterio trying to block it. Both men, high-risk situation, top rope, United States Championship on the line. And Mysterio with a right hand. And it buys the champion time. Every time Mysterio tries to mount a little bit of offense, MVP takes it right out of his game. And look at Mysterio. The heart and soul, Mysterio with an injured knee. You saw what that knee did moments ago when he couldn't stay on the top rope. But that time he did! That time he did! Mysterio pulling out a Hurricane Rana from nowhere. Here's the cover for the title. Kick out at 2 by the champion. How good is Rey Mysterio? Watch this. Bad knee and all. Still managed to get his balance. You saw the knee buckle for a moment, but not enough to stop Mysterio.
One of the rare mistakes in MVP.
Oh!
That's ball game.
This is over. There's 2, and 3. No! MVP almost kicked off Rey Mysterio's head, and Mysterio kicked out. Watch the impact here.
See the head bounce off the canvas, Michael. I'm not sure Rey Mysterio knows where he's at.
MVP with Mysterio in trouble again. Up on the shoulders. Rey Mysterio countered. Hook to the leg. There's two. Did he get him? And a kick out at 2.5. All this for the United States Championship. You saw the look in Mysterio's eyes, told the story. He thought he won the match right there and the title.
This is what championships are about, Michael. Lights on Bride pay-per-view.
Uh-oh. In position. Limping on that knee.
Could have a new champion.
Nobody home for the 619. MVP rolled out of the way. Mysterio.
Ray, back up and get in the ring. Get in the ring, Ray.
You hear the referee admonishing Mysterio. MVP. Oh, for a moment, catching his breath. But off the apron. The high flyer. But you can't win the championship on the outside. You can't get a pinfall out there. Mysterio's got to get the champion back in the ring to capitalize. Referee Jimmy Cornette said a count of 5 with the United States title on the line. Mysterio breaks the count for himself. But it's 7 for the United States champion. Mysterio's got to shake out those cobwebs. He's got to get the champion back in. And MVP had known he didn't want to get back in the ring.
The winner of this match is a result of a countout, Rey Mysterio.
Oh, and Mysterio made MVP pay.
What does Mysterio do that for? Why would Mysterio do that?
Because
the match is over. What a blatant cheap shot by Mysterio. How are you going to rationalize this? How are you going to justify this?
How are you going to justify this? The 619.
I'm not trying to justify it. I'm saying it's wrong.
Perhaps Rey Mysterio believed that MVP intentionally took a walk, knowing his championship wouldn't change hands in the countout. Maybe MVP had enough. Maybe MVP realized he couldn't beat Rey Mysterio here tonight.
Now you're Sigmund Freud. Now you're a psychoanalyst. Now you're a mind reader. Now you know what's going on in MVP's head.
I said perhaps. That was the qualifier. Nonetheless, MVP retains the United States Championship.
Great performance by MVP.
Rey Mysterio may have been closing in on the United States title, and Rey knows it. And I believe the champion knew it too.
I don't give a damn what you believe. What I believe is that is a hell of a way to start Armageddon right here in Pittsburgh, PA.